Cowboy, is your mind always between my legs? No wonder you can't find the trail Wild West story asterisk. The sun hung low over Red Rock Gulch like a bloodied knife, casting long shadows that clawed at my boots as I gripped the rifle tighter. My name's Clara Hayes, and in that split second, with 3 claim jumpers kicking up dust on the horizon, I knew this was the end of everything I'd clawed to keep. They'd come before, these wolves in leather, but never with eyes like that, cold and hungry. Pistols glinting under the merciless sky. My heart hammered against my ribs, not just from fear, but from the ache that never left since Jed vanished into the Badlands 2 years back, leaving me this crumbling spread and a soul scarred deeper than any bullet could dig. I raised the Winchester, steady as I could, though my hands trembled with the ghost of Yet's last touch rough, promising forever until the whiskey twisted him into a stranger. "Get off my land," I shouted, voice cracking like dry thunder, but they just laughed, spurs jingling as they fanned out. The leader, a scar-faced brute named Silas Crow, spat tobacco and sneered, "Widow Hayes, that deed's as dead as your man. Harlan sends his regards, pack up or burn." Harlan Blackwood, the land baron Hood, swallowed half the valley with his silver tongue and iron fist. Rumors whispered he'd bedded Jet's sister once, a secret that festered like an open wound in town. My finger itched on the trigger, memories flooding, Get's laugh in the lamplight, his hands gentle before the bottle turned them to fists. Love had been my anchor once. Now it was just chains I dragged through the dust. The first shot rang out from Crow's revolver, splintering the porch rail inches from my head. Splinters bit my cheek like accusations. Why hadn't I run after Jed left me bruised and broke? I fired back, the recoil jarring my shoulder, grazing Crow's horse and sending it rearing. Chaos erupted. Bullets whizzed like angry hornets, one clipping my hat and tumbling it into the dirt. I dove behind the rain barrel, heart pounding a frantic rhythm, tasting blood from a bitten lip. Inside, the cabin whispered secrecy at its old saddle on the hook. Faded wildflowers pressed in a Bible we'd sworn oaths over. Love like that. It had promised stars, delivered storms. Now, with smoke stinging my eyes, I wondered if I'd die alone, unloved, forgotten in this God-forsaken gulch. From the scrub brush flanking the trail, a shadow exploded into the frail lone rider on a lathered bay, duster flapping like raven wings. He didn't whoop or holler. He just drew and fired with the precision of a man who'd danced with death too long. One shot dropped Crow's second man from the saddle, boot heels drumming the earth. The third jumped, scrambling for cover, but the stranger wheeled his horse, Colt barking again, kicking up dirt at the coward's feet. "Ride out, or join your brother in hell." The rider growled, voice gravelo, laced with an accent that hinted at Australian outback broad vowels, sun-baked drawl. Crow cursed, wheeling his mount, his gang fleeing in a rooster tail of dust, leaving their fallen comrade twitching in the yard. I staggered up, rifle smoking, chest heaving as the stranger dismounted. Tall, broad-shouldered, with a jaw shadowed by stubble and eyes like storm clouds grey, piercing, holding secrets that mirrored my own shattered trust. Dust clung to his chaps, a faded spur jingling softly. "You all right, ma'am?" he asked, holstering his gun with a fluid grace that sent a forbidden shiver down my spine. Up close, he smelled of leather, sweat, and wild sage man, not monster. My pulse raced, not from the fight, but from the way his gaze lingered, not leering like the town's gossips, but seeing me, raw and real. "Clara, I managed, voice hoarse, holstering my own iron, and you, some night errant ridin' the devil's highway. He tipped his hat, revealing sun-bleached hair and a scar snaking his temple like mine, hidden under my sleeve from yet's rage. White cane, mist just passin' through, till I saw trouble worth stopping for. His words hung heavy, stirring something dormant, flicker of warmth in the cold hollow Jed left. But trust, that was a luxury I'd buried with my dreams. Old Doc Harlan's boy, Tommy, the livery kid with freckles and wide eyes, rode up then, panting on his mule. Miss Clara, heard shots folks in town's buzzin'. Pa says Harlan's claim's a lie, but he's scared stiff. Tommy's innocence cut through the tension, a reminder of the valley's fragile souls caught in the crossfire. Wyatt knelt by the fallen man, checking for life none, his face hardening. This ain't over. Crow's kinnel circled back. He glanced at me, and damn if my breath didn't catch. In his eyes I saw not pity, but a shared fire, the kind that forges from loss, not breaks. Jed had stolen my faith in men, but Wyatt, he awakened questions I'd silenced. Could love rise from ashes? As the sun dipped, painting the gulch crimson, I nodded toward the cabin. Water your horse. Supper if you stay watchful. He smiled faint, a crack in his armor, and followed. Inside, as I stirred beans over the fire, our shadows danced on the walls to wanderers, drawn by fate's cruel hook. The night whispered promises of storms ahead, but for the first time since Jed, I didn't feel utterly alone. Harlan's shadow loomed, love's ghost haunted, yet Wyatt's presence pulled like gravity, tugging me toward a horizon unknown. What secrets did he carry? And could I risk my mending heart on another cowboy's vow?